Okay, so this is a really nice case. Basically, what you've got is a piece of equipment that looks like a bit of hi-fi, and the heat sinks are built into the side. You can see this here. Although you can't see it from the outside, there's actually two heat sinks, one here, so which are attached by separate pipes, so in principle work independently. This side, the two heat sinks are linked into the processor. Typically when the processor is ticking over, this back one gets warm, and when it's really thumping ahead, this one also starts to kick in and take heat out. Normally inside the case, what you see is a black internal of the heatsink, and there you can see the division between the two heat sinks. There's one and there's the other contact point. But of course, heat transfer goes both ways. You know, basically the heat comes onto these points here and then is distributed. Heat radiates that way and that way. More heat goes this way, obviously, because there's a greater surface area. Heat flow, the rate of heat transfer rate is UA delta T, I believe. Heat transfer coefficient times the area times the difference in temperature between the two domains. So certainly more heat will go this way. But what I really wanted to do was to make sure that heat didn't come back. So I've spent quite a lot of time lining these heat sinks internally with insulation system. Because you think with an ATX case there's a lot of space, but there isn't. I mean, I actually had to cut away the insulation and just use tin foil because there's so little space between the power supply and the wall, so not a lot of space to play with. Here's the other part of the thermal management. In here I have a solid state drive located in this, which was effectively a floppy bay, but I've insulated that, so it's insulated from this heatsink. It's insulated here, it's insulation on the bottom, and yeah, basically the solid state drive is sitting there suspended on a couple of risers, a similar thing to what you'd attach the motherboard to. So there's a bit of space, and I've put in here some mesh at the back here, which would have been the floppy drive, now is a bit of mesh to let that breathe. So this has got an operating temperature of 70 degrees. I think it'll be fine in there. Yeah, power supply. Well, that's it. So really it's a matter of now starting to install components, put the motherboard in, and then see how the build goes, how the heat pipe connections go.